Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Peace Drops for the Great Green Wall, March 2024. Our world is at crossroads, and I can safely say that at no other point in history has humanity faced such an array of risks and hazards, integrating in a hyper-connected and rapidly changing reality. Every second, an equivalent of 4 football fields of healthy land becomes degraded, adding up to a total of 100 million hectares every year. The call of the UNCCB, the United Nations Convention for Combating Desertification, is the importance of engaging present and future generations to halt and reverse these alarming trends and meet global commitments to restore 1 billion hectares of degraded land by 2030. Abraham Chow, the UNCCD Executive Secretary, said, up to 40% of the world's land is already degraded, affecting close to half of humanity. Yet the solutions are on the table. Land restoration lifts people out of poverty and builds resilience to climate change. It is time to unite for land and show a red card to land loss and degradation worldwide. In our episode today, we would look at 2 short videos dealing with land restoration. The first would highlight the result of having a vision for the land that can become a beautiful reality. The dictionary defines vision as an act or power of anticipating which will or may come to be. Vision gives direction and also a glimpse over our life to make our goals and purpose become a reality. In order to understand where we want ourselves to be in life, we must have a clear vision over our life. So once you understand that vision clarifies purpose, life will become simpler and more meaningful. It's so important to have vision and purpose because it actually controls and makes our decisions, which ultimately creates our lifestyle. The second shows healing and restoration in a very innovative means, inclusive of everything and everyone. Healing occurs through the integrating forces that restore, transform, sustain, and nurture the whole at each phase and in every dimension of life. The Kenyans have followed the Gaia theory, which proposes that biological living systems integrate with their inorganic surroundings on Earth to form a synergistic and self-regulating complex system that helps to maintain and perpetuate the condition for life. And this is what the Kenyans do. They did this by developing a unique way of planting seeds. There will also be 2 meditation commentaries on the virtues of vision and healing. Do take the opportunity to listen to the entire program and spend the moments of meditation in spreading that spiritual vibration to the land, and especially the land of the Sahel. So enjoy the program.
This lush garden is in an unusual location. The cassava plants, vegetables and fruit trees are all growing in the desert.
These are almonds. They are important because they attract birds and bees.
15 years ago, you could only find sand here. It's all the work of Goran Diai. Self-taught, he's become a pioneer in sustainable farming in Africa.
Yes, it was all desert before. There wasn't a single tree here. Everything was dry. This was even a soccer field for the village kids.
After finding water 4 meters below the ground, Goran Diai bought this land for the price of a loaf of bread and set about making it fertile again.
There was nothing here. So the first thing that had to be done was to restore the ground's fertility, to create a first level of vegetation with trees.
The garden started with a single coconut tree. In the beginning, many locals were skeptical.
I know they thought I was crazy. All they saw was an abandoned desert. But this abandoned land is some of the best and most productive in the area. They would tell me it was a miracle. There's no miracle here. We simply wanted change and believed in it.
Goran Diai is the first person in Senegal to adopt permaculture, a gardening technique that uses different plants to create multiple mini ecosystems. Trees, for example, can help other plants grow better by retaining the surrounding humidity.
Under the papaya trees, we had turnips growing, which I've already harvested and sold. Over there, I grew lettuce. There I'm growing onions under the papayas. There's multi-level cultivation happening here.
All of this without resorting to chemical pesticides. Another advantage is that harvests happen throughout the year. Goran Diai's students are eager to learn from him.
This coconut tree provides an ideal microclimate for mint. I think this works magnificently.
Goran Diai hopes to move Senegal away from its traditional farming practices. He believes that peanuts, rice and millet are responsible for keeping Senegalese farmers in poverty, and says farmers growing these crops worsen desertification by cutting down trees. To help his cause, he's also transformed his farm into a school.
Thank God I have a relief force to protect my work. This is the field team.
Each year, around 20 students are taught how to work in sustainable farming. Mohammed Ben Bekrama is a former student of the Kaidara school, who now has his own farm.
After my training, I didn't have any land. Kaidara helped me get this. I now want to prove that you can live on a hectare of land with dignity.
5 students have been given land, a hectare after their training to get them started.
This one, it's good.
Mohammed had for years tried unsuccessfully to reach Europe. He eventually returned to Senegal and started this training program. 3 years on, the young farmer can harvest his vegetables and continue developing his farm.
Now I can live off my land. I help my mother with what I earn here. Ever since I returned to Kaidara, my life has changed completely.
Around 40 of Goran's former students have moved to different regions in the country. Proof that another way of farming in Senegal that respects the environment is possible.
I take a break and pause for a moment. I breathe in and breathe out. And one more time. I take a deep breath and I breathe out longer. Today, I will reflect and imagine the world I love, the world I wish for the Sahel region, for Africa, for the whole world. A just, happy and harmonious world for everyone, for all animals, plants, all living creatures, for the nature. So now, to do that, I go within, into my inner creative space, my inner laboratory, where I can create and I can project things on the screen of my mind. What does the nature look like there? What are our relationships there? How am I there? I am being pulled by the vibration of love. First, what I experience is the atmosphere of the new space, new world. Everything is filled with peace, dignity, and grace. Flourishing nature, full, abundant, fresh, as in a constant spring. Rich soil, colorful flowers, shining greenery, clear flowing water, pure air. Free and happy animals, all living creatures are thriving there. Our relationships are full of respect. It's just an exchange of happiness and joy, pure love. One big family. We can understand each other without words. We meet through eyes. We use the language of silence and love. A beautiful world. And when I say beautiful, it is all-encompassing. It is the beauty of nature, and it is the beauty of soul. Everyone is contented. Everyone is full, giving and sharing. I am at my highest potential. with all divine virtues. I have a clean, big heart and beautiful, clear mind. The world is in the perfect, natural state of balance. Peace, love, beauty, respect, purity, freedom, and happiness. This is the word I love. And so I think about this vision and I hold this vision in my awareness. And I know that the more I do this, the more it will become a reality today. I visualize, I experience, and I experiment with those feelings of purity, love, freedom, and joy. I emerge them in my heart, and I am able to make it a physical reality, here and now. The joy of being light and free, the joy of sharing with love, truth, and beauty. This is my vision for the people and nature of the Sahel region, of Africa, of the whole world. And as I cultivate this experience, I change. And when I change, the world changes. And it becomes a just, harmonious, and happy space for all.
Every year in Kenya, a remarkable event unfolds. Millions of black balls are scattered across the country, engaging locals and tourists alike. School children use them as projectiles for slingshots, while adults drop them from airplanes and along roadsides. But what are these mysterious balls? They are made of coal dust, wood charcoal, and clay, a response to the massive deforestation Kenya faces. Each ball contains a tree seed, most commonly acacia, encased in a protective layer. This shell effectively shields the seed from animals until the rainy season. Once the water erodes the protective layer, the seeds have the chance to germinate, sprouting new life in the form of trees. Scientists estimate that around 20 million seeds are dispersed annually through this method, effectively restoring thousands of hectares of deforested land, thanks to the efforts of the Kenyan people.
Sitting in a calm and peaceful place, I turn my attention inward, and I observe my thoughts and feelings. I notice that I still have traces of feelings of discouragement, of weakness, of fatigue. I ask myself, how long will I keep carrying around these feelings that weigh me down? I really deserve to be happy and to feel fulfilled. Looking deep inside myself, I feel that I can achieve this feeling of happiness, this elevated part of myself. But what's stopping me? What's stealing my happiness? I realize that I am still holding on to my old wounds from the past, my regrets, my discontent, my mistakes, my failures, and the obsession that everything has to be perfect. To heal myself, I feel I have to start by accepting myself as I am, accepting others as they are, and seeing the good in every situation. Then I try to understand what has already happened is now in the past. I leave the past in the past. I let go of old habits and ego-based attitudes to feel free and light. Finally, I ask myself for forgiveness. Forgiveness for all the stress, tension, and pressure I have put myself under over the past years. I forgive my mistakes, my failures. They were just life experiences. I forgive those who have hurt and offended me. So I decide to close the wounds to allow them to heal. These exercises allow me to reconcile with myself. I rediscover my inner peace. With this very newfound peace, I look around me and radiate the glow of peace, love, and happiness into my environment. Healing my inner world helps me to heal the outer world. So I learn to be more attentive to my thoughts and to speak and act with greater kindness. I am now able to visualize a world, the earth, with its different continents. I dwell a little more on Africa and more precisely on the Sahel Strip. I visualize that its lands are green and full of water, that its lands are regenerating and regaining their color in the face of climate change, that its lands are regenerating and recovering from their struggles in the face of climate change, who come together in harmony and peace, lands bathed in positive vibrations. Om Shanti. Thank you for taking the time to sit through the program and participate in the meditations. Remember that holding a vision of a better world will definitely give purpose and meaning to your life and provide creative ways to bring that vision into reality. The world, and more so the land, needs the healing power to restore it its former beauty. So it would be nice to spend a few minutes each day to send healing vibrations to the land. Thank you once more. Hope to see you in our next episode. Take care. Bye for now.